You've reached Empress of Oracle, where we tune into all things the divine, and thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to be talking about how to release a toxic ex, because their energy is probably stealing your energy field, and it's probably vampiring your energy just like when you were with them, motherfuckers, but whatever. So I decided that I was going to start with Oracle. So we will be pulling from the Guardian Angel. Oh, a message just came through for me. That is so interesting. So Doreen Virtue, I love Doreen Virtue's decks. Like every single deck that I really enjoy is always by Doreen Virtue. Interestingly enough, I heard from like one of my other Oracle people on YouTube. I just call them all Oracles. I guess it's kind of what they are, right? They're speakers. So she was talking about how Doreen Virtue, she's a very like spiritual person, but apparently recently, and I'm technically Christian, but I'm also like everything else that there is. I believe in like aliens. I believe in like, I'm interested in like Buddhism and all different things, but I'm just gonna fix my bangs here. It's gonna bother me. But she ended up being with like a Christian guy, and I guess like some people think that perhaps because she's now maybe going to be getting out of all like the Oracle decks and all that stuff. So in a way it's like a psychic attack, but at the same time everything that you do, like before you do it on this earth, you do sign a contract. You contract it before you get here. It's hard to say, but it's just interesting because we're talking about like toxic exes. I don't know what their relationship is like. I can't speak to that, but it's just interesting that, that just came through for me. So on the bottom of the deck, sorry, I just love listening to tarot card readings. And then we've got the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. And and another thing, because I'm Cancer, it's like, you done bossed up on the ass, Cancer. I don't know, that always goes to my mind as well. So we've got the Messenger of Emotion. Got a little picture of a girl here. Okay, so there's a bird, a white bird, like an olive branch. Okay, interesting. That's like another message that I'm getting, to not like, somebody needs to hear this. Somebody will try to like extend like an olive branch to you, but you're not supposed to take it like a gift. Not supposed to take it. It's like the way that they like get their stingers back in you, like they're, like the people who do that, the toxic exes, they have almost like stingers or like manta ray stingers or like octopus things, and it like gets in your energy field and it's trying to vampire you. But don't take the olive branch is what I'm hearing. Don't take the olive branch. But anyways, the message for like the releasing the toxic ex is, this is the beginning of a new emotional experience that could grow into something deeper. Yes. You may receive a message expressing feelings that you didn't even know were developing. A social invitation could soon be on its way to you. There's a person involved who's gentle and loving, with only the kindest of intentions. It could be you, especially if you're artistic, shy, and sensitive. Okay, so I'm getting two things here. One is some of the people that are on this call, I don't know what, like watching this, they're gonna meet somebody that's gonna be kind of like the opposite of your toxic ex. They're gentle and loving. So that's for about half of you. The other half, you're supposed to be that for yourself. You're supposed to be your own lover, be your own friend, be your own protector. So if this person doesn't show up, in the meantime, you're supposed to be the protector that you need. So I'm gonna Messenger of Emotion. So Messenger of Emotion. Emotion is cups. So we've got Helper. Okay, so the Messenger is the page in the tarot deck. This is the beginning of emotional experience that will grow into something deeper. Okay, we already read that part. Sparks of intuition give you insight into a situation. It's safe to let your feelings show. A very gentle and loving person who has only the kind of intentions. Someone who wants to open his or her heart to others but feels shy or uncertain doing so. an avid daydreamer, an intuitive youth, romantic but inexperienced page, yeah, artistic and sensitive, invitations to events, giving or receiving an apology, revelatory sleeping dreams. Okay, in my last video, I was just talking about keep a dream journal and that your angels and God is going to try to give you messages in your dreams. I got a very tough lesson in my last one. It was not fun, but it was necessary. So this is a message to me, but also to some people. You know, when you're like feeling sorry for yourself because you just went through a breakup and all you want to do is like eat junk food and stay inside and feel sorry for yourself, and every time somebody's like, you should come out with us, and you just, your knee-jerk reaction is to say no. But it's so interesting because it's almost like my angels are like pushing me or doing something, because like the second I go to say no, my thumbs text yes, sure. And it's like, and I'm just thinking, that's past my bedtime. Like, I work a job where I have to get up at 5 a.m., which is barbaric, by the way, but whatever. But it's like, I'm like, that's past my bedtime, and I'm going to text no, but my thumbs, they're texting yes. And I go. And it's almost like some people, okay, so some people that are listening to this, you're the reason, and same with me. So you met somebody who's not that great. They're not that great because they're your ex now, or, you know, just not in the same frequency, whatever. And the reason that you stayed with that person is because you didn't get out there and explore your options first. You just took the first thing that came by. I'm just like shaking my head at myself. You took the first thing that came along because it was more in your comfort zone. And sometimes when we take things that are not worthy of us, it's almost like we're scared that if we take something that's actually worthy of us, we're scared to lose it. So we take the thing that's a little bit shittier, because then it's not as scary if you lose it. It won't hurt as much. But somehow, my last relationship, it was like I was taking like a little bit shittier, like somebody who's not on my level. And we're all on different levels. It's not to be judgmental, but just not on the same level. And still, the breakup hurt. It was just as painful as if I had lost something that was amazing. So, I mean, we did share some amazing connections, but that's because I'm a Cancer, and we create those amazing, magical experiences for everybody who's around us. And he can miss me for the rest of his life, is what I keep telling myself. So you tell yourself that too. Let me shuffle this deck. I feel like these cards are going to take a little bit of time to come out. Do you know what I do on YouTube? Is I watch everything in 2 times speed. Just in case. Or I like kind of skip the, whoa. Oh, we got the Hangman. Ay, por Dios, Dios mío, putain de merde. Okay, here we go. Gotta put the rest of these cards back. We got some jumpers here. I love these cards. They've got like a gold trim. Silver linings. Interesting. Interessante. So we got seeing, I haven't even checked the other cards. Seeing clearly. This is the Hanged Man, except he is a dog in this situation. Perhaps that is significant. 6 of Actions. Interesting. Why would I get the 6 of, how do you say it? Wands. Fire energy. Don't you love when the tarot cards are like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Every time. It gets me every time. 6 of Action. So the 6 of Wands. And the Ace of Action. I'm getting player type energy. I can't even with myself right now. Ace of Action. But I actually am getting player type energy here. So some people that are on this call, why do I keep calling it a call? But do you remember that Jack Nicholson? No, thank you for the thank you, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Ace of Action. Okay, so we've got some player type energy. He has been put on a time out to see things more clearly. So for some of you, this toxic ex might return. And for some of you, he will be a changed man, or at least, you know what he changes. But I mean, as somebody, I mean, it's taken me like 5 years to become like slightly more mature. But if you have your mind set up, like, I'm going to change, like, you're not going to just change. Nobody just changes. But perhaps you become more of an empathetic person. Perhaps, you start showing acts of love in the way that the person likes. For example, maybe you communicate your love languages to each other. Things like that. It's not that the person has changed, just a slight modification. So that's for some people. But for most people I'm getting on this, who are listening to this video, say 75%, this is a toxic ex that needs to go. Okay, so we're going to start with seeing clearly the Hanged Man. 12. 1 + 2 is 3. So you are uniquely able to look past the current situation and envision endless possibilities. If events have not been moving forward as quickly as you'd like, it's because heaven has a better path laid out for you. I think I'm going to publish my other video about God will isolate you to elevate you before I publish this one. So please, honestly, because this is a very similar message that I'm getting, this isolate you to elevate you thing. It's because heaven has a better path laid out for you. Try looking at things from a different perspective, and you'll be pleasantly surprised by the opportunities that are currently open to you. The present pause in the action is temporary. You may be called to set aside your own priorities in order to help someone else with his or her needs. I'm getting the opposite. I'm getting like that this person, this toxic ex, was somebody, a taker, taking. And it's almost like, no, I'm getting the opposite message here. It's like, take the time. This Hanged Man energy is for you. You're supposed to stop taking care of everybody else and stop giving, and stop meeting somebody 90% of the way just for them to meet you, maybe 10% of the way, and just pour all that love into yourself. Embracing your own uniqueness. Giving to others in a balanced, healthy way. What did I just say? Working for the higher good. Changing priorities. Original ideas. Interesting. So I'm getting that some people are gonna get like a really good idea for your abundance or for your health or like general prosperity only when you come to this Hanged Man energy, and stop giving to others and start pouring all that love into yourself. So that's what I'm getting from that card. And then we've got the 6 of Action. Action is fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I just can't. It's interesting because this is my very first day where I'm actually like pulling Oracle. Like before I was like interviewing people and stuff, and I keep saying like Empress of Oracle. And I'm gonna tell you the reason I actually chose that name in a moment, but I'm like, well, why am I not doing Oracle cards? Not only am I obsessed with tarot, but like my name is Empress of Oracle. And the reason I chose Empress of Oracle is because in the tarot deck, if you're interested in tarot, there's the one card, it's the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is the notorious underdog card. So that's the guy, he's like in the fields plowing, but actually he's like a Warren Buffett type person. He like looks shaggy to everybody else, and everybody else kind of underestimates him, but like he could like potentially, be doing like some really great things. And he's in the field and he's got like a ripped shirt and he's like plowing the fields and whatever, and he's like about to strike it big. It's the only minor arcana that flips to major arcana. So somebody who resonates with the 7 of Pentacles energy, that underdog energy, can actually flip to the Empress. And the Empress is the Queen of Queens. The Empress is every queen in the deck. The Empress is the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Wands, Cups, Pentacles, and Swords. So earth, water, fire, don't even, I can't even think right now. Too many things to list. But it's all of those things. Popcorn shrimp, shrimp potatoes, pasta and shrimp, garlic shrimp, jumbo shrimp. I'm just listing from Forrest Gump. I just made that up. I don't think that's the actual quote, but I really like that. So 6 of action. Victory, success. This is your day in the sun. Definitely Leo vibes. My ex is a Leo, so whatever goal you've had your eye on is going to work out beautifully. There's no doubt that you'll be able to realize your dreams if you haven't already done so. This is a card of good fortune, optimism, and anticipation of a job well done. If you've been praying for someone to come and help you solve your problems, then your prayers are about to be answered. Oh, I thought they were going to say like do it yourself, but no. The earth angel might not do all the work for you, but he or she will be able to point you in a direction that will dramatically ease your path. Congratulations. Receiving an award or promotion. Wise choices, a sure thing, good news, victory that comes with hard work. Okay, so the message that I'm getting on this one is that okay, so like the 6 of Wands. So by releasing this toxic ex, you're gonna see your 6 of Wands moment. That's the one where he comes on the horse and all the wands are around him and everybody's like that glow up card. So you're gonna experience that glow up. The last one is Ace of Action. And again, I'm getting player vibes from this card. Look at the look. Like, I know it's like supposed to be a cute card, but actually if you look at the face, of that angel, it's actually kind of creepy. Reminds me of like a player type or like a skeezy kind of type. I don't know. I've never got that from this card, but I'm getting it right now. Again, I like through this like deck all the time. Like I only have 2 decks. I just ordered another one. I'm super excited, but so I've been through this deck a bunch of times. But anyways, this ace is the beginning of action. It's where you're newly inspired to create something original or chase after a dream. New and exciting career opportunities often show up with the Ace of Action. You may suddenly decide that you're going to learn to paint or take up a musical instrument. There's no procrastinating allowed with this card. You must allow your passions to take flight. Your inspirations must be encouraged to spring into action. If you're offered a wonderful new venture, don't hesitate to accept it. This is the moment when you can take a leap forward and change your life. Additional meanings: starting a new business, adventure, passion for life, changing careers, courage and enthusiasm, believing in yourself and your abilities. Okay, this is really, so as I was reading that, a story of my own life was coming through. And so my last relationship, it was just so toxic. And it was, God told me, either it's him or it's everything else. So either everything's good with him, or like just that I have him, it's not gonna be good, it was fucking shit. Or everything else in my life would be wonderful and amazing. And I would come to work, and thank God for masks. I know like some generations, like my dad's generation, is like, oh, these corona masks are so bad and like they're stifling our rights and we can't breathe and stuff. But to tell you the honest truth, sometimes those masks have saved me from everybody being able to see that I've been crying the entire time. And like literally, I'm a teacher. I know. It's like, you're the crazy person teaching children. Okay, that's awesome. But I'm literally like, I don't like 1 multiplied by 9. It's just like so sad. But then the mask, you know, and then they can't see that you're like actually crying. Well, I mean, they probably can. They can probably tell that there's something up. But this is like, where was it? New and exciting career opportunities show up with the Ace of Action. You may suddenly decide that you're going to learn to paint or take up a musical instrument. So it's like, when you have all this energy that's going into a toxic person or a situation, you don't have the energy to do all the things. Like right now, like I'm so proud of myself that I'm like doing this video, and like I honestly don't want to cry, but like I'm feeling proud of myself that I'm doing this, because I didn't just pick myself off the ground. I scraped myself like a piece of bubble gum from the bottom of your shoe. I scraped myself off the ground. And once you do that, all of a sudden you're gonna find like the new business and all this stuff. Like you're gonna find all of a sudden like this energy that you didn't have before, because okay, if there's a bunch of like dust and cobwebs in a corner, you can't go and put your like beautiful plant in that corner because there's a bunch of stuff that's there. But once you clear that, you clear the way for something better. I didn't think I was gonna pull an oracle on that video. Actually, I actually had something else totally planned. See, I make notes on my little notepad here. So what the main thing that I'm learning is recently I've become in more contact with my higher self. And I kind of like calling it source self, because higher self can have some negative connotations. And it's so interesting because whenever my higher self speaks to me, it's like that movie Space Odyssey, and then like the red light thing that talks, and it has this like very robotic voice. And I think that it's AI, but that's like a totally different conversation. But you know, like in like South Park, or like in that movie Space Odyssey, it's like, I can't let you do that, Kay. Anyways, if you know South Park, most people don't, so I'm just like quoting it for no reason. But that's the kind of voice that like the higher self makes. And a few months ago, I read this thing that like people are supposed to like start connecting to their higher selves, and they're gonna start like moving you through and like helping you with all this stuff. And I was like, I don't trust my higher self. They're probably AI, and I just don't trust them. And they haven't done anything for me. Look at what's happened in my life. And I'm like not trusting it. But for some reason, just recently, I have like really connected to this energy. And there's different things like, so one thing is that your higher self can take that negative energy and then give you positive energy. And the energy that it's giving you is like a bluish, silverish, shimmery kind of energy. So you can put the negative energy, what you want to release to your higher self, and it will transmute that energy and then bring it alchemy. And then it will bring that back to you, the good energy. But when you're releasing a toxic ex, the main thing is think snakes of energy. So, and I don't want to be disgusting and graphic, but I need to be in order to explain this properly. Energy is like an onion, and it's got all these different layers. But in order for energy to go in or out, it has to go into snake form. And just think when you go number 2. So there's like all this like in your body or whatever, and then it has to go out through one hole. And when it goes through one hole, oh God, as I'm explaining this, I'm like, why am I like, okay, but I'm gonna continue. And it comes out in like snake form. So when you need to call back your own energy, and then you also need to return the energy that does not belong to you. But the shape of this energy is gonna be in the shape of snakes. Snakes on a plane! These motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking plane. Apparently it was like supposed to be called something else, that movie, and I don't remember the actor who said, what's it? Oh, I can't remember the name. But he insisted, if I'm gonna be a part of this movie, it's gotta be called Snakes on a Plane. Anyways, so first, let's do like a little exercise. So first you want to, I think we're gonna release first. Release, yeah. And then, I'm not even gonna tell you what I was thinking. And you know when people say that, and then some people like might even like take it further than that. And then we're going to bring in. Okay, so first we're going to release the negative, okay, yeah. The negative energy that does not belong to us. So just by putting that intention out there, it's gonna do that. But what you need to do, okay, think of your ex. close your eyes, think of your ex. And just saying that, right? And think about where are you feeling that in your body. So for me, I'm feeling that solar plexus, sacral, and base chakra. Actually, before we do this, if you have those in those chakras, go ahead and close those chakras. So Geraldine Oresco, I love you and I need to steal this from you. I've been wanting to steal this forever and ever, and I'm so sorry if you're watching this. Well, I mean, if you ever watch my YouTube video, I mean, I watch all of your videos, so whatever. So what we do is we close the first 3 chakras, the bottom chakras. So think of your base chakra closing. And then she says close down to a size of a diamond, keep spinning it really fast and keep visualizing it as red. So we'll close that first base chakra and then close the sacral chakra, closing it down to the size of a dime, keep it spinning really fast. And then closing see, I can already feel a difference. Like that energy is still really affecting me. See, I'm going through it with you right now. Like I'm not like saying that I'm like from this good place and like I'm all healed and everything's good for me, but. And then the solar plexus chakra, so closing that down to the size of a dime, spinning it really fast. Now opening your heart chakra, seeing that, making it as big as you can possibly make your heart, and green energy, again with your throat chakra, opening it up as big as you can make it. Whew. As big as you can make it, that kind of bluish energy. And then your third eye, open it up as big as you can make it, trying to open it on both sides, front and back. Again, with your lower ones, making sure you're closing them on both sides, front and back. And now, bring your awareness to the middle of the earth. See if you can kind of like send your awareness down, all the way down, right to the center of the earth. And in the center of the earth, you're going to see a giant green heart. Literally, it's there. And just be in the center of that heart. And now soak up that energy. Bring that green energy through you. And now we're gonna stay there. And now picture like a Fabergé egg, a giant egg all the way around your body, and it's made up of celestial goo. Celestial goo is a impenetrable substance that you can, it's almost like plaster of Paris, like a sticky tack, kind of a sticky tack, the thing that you put on the wall to stick up things if you're a teacher. And it's made out of that stuff. Now, picture this all around you. It will protect you from the outside energies. And if you've got a toxic enough ex, probably they are going to be trying to stop you in some way because they can sense it, because they have vampire tentacle things like octopi. And yeah, so that will protect you. Okay, now we are going to release anything, anywhere. So once you've done this, all of a sudden I can feel some cords in me, boy. So if you want to, you can actually like pull them out. And what I like to do whenever I'm thinking of like energy cords being taken out of me, first off, you do not cut a cord, period. You pull it out at the source. And all of a sudden, it's really interesting. I can hear it, literally hear it. It goes, or like a, almost like if you're drinking bubble tea and the sound that the bubbles make when you're sucking them up the straw, or like if something gets stuck in a vacuum, and it goes, and all of a sudden, if you get down to the very, that's why you don't cut it, because it's like a seed. It's like, it reminds me of bubble tea so much, and you're pulling that out. And then you're going to send all of those energy cords into the greater central sun. So I send all negative energy cords into the greater central sun, across all time, dimension, space, and reality, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule, for the highest good of myself and everyone involved, cleansed and purified in the greater central sun. And what's going to happen is, if any of your energy goes there, your higher self, if you merge with your higher self and speak to your higher self, will send that energy back to you in form of crystalline, bluish, silverish light energy. And then you will absorb it. So if any of your energy goes into the greater central sun, not a big deal. In fact, sometimes I've taken certain energies, if it's like an illness, I've put it through the greater central sun and then it's come out, because it's like a white hole. So a white hole, black hole, and it comes in through and then goes out. And then I've pictured it becoming something like sky, earth, trees, like different things that are like positive transformations to these things, especially if the thing itself has a type of consciousness. It doesn't want to lose its consciousness, so it wants to continue to live. So once it can go into the greater central sun, you could picture it becoming something, an animal or trees or whatnot. You might want to talk to this energy and say, this is for your highest good. You might want to talk to your higher self, or there's this guy, Chris Duncan, super conscious, and say like, super conscious, will you help me to, talk to any parts of myself that are in disagreement to releasing this? So you're pulling out those snakes of energy, and see if you can hear a kind of a sound. Like, it really, when you hear that sound, it really makes a difference. So into the greater central sun, where they can be transmuted for their highest good. And then you could put the intention to return to sender, if you so wish, to return to sender. Another thing I like to say, return to sender 3 times 3, so as I will, so mote it be. If any harm they wish on me, return to sender 3 times 3. And then you say that at least 3 times. Let's just do that. Return to sender 3 times 3, so as I will, so mote it be. If any harm they wish on me, return to sender 3 times 3. Return to sender 3 times 3, so as I will, so mote it be. If any harm they wish on me, return to sender 3 times 3. So sending them back to, if there's any ill intentions, back to sender. And then, most likely you're going to have to go back and do more of this. Like, it's not just going to happen like overnight. You're going to have to like continue this work for some time. Then once you've done that, you're going to call back all of your soul energy to you. So I call back all of my soul energy across all time, dimension, space, and reality, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule, cleansed and purified in the greater central sun for the highest good of myself and everyone involved. I'm going to do that 2 more times. And again, you're picturing snakes of energy. The energy is going to return to you. It's going to return all over your body in snakes of energy, like from all over. So I call back all soul elements to me across all time, dimension, space, and reality, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule, cleansed and purified in the greater central sun for the highest good of myself and everyone involved. Again, I call back all soul elements to me across all time, dimension, space, and reality, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule, cleansed and purified in the greater central sun where it can be transmuted for his highest good and the highest good of everyone involved. Just feel all those snakes of energy coming back to you, of your own energy. Because what happens is, you've given a lot of your energy to this person, that person has given a lot of their energy to you, and then there's cords that are attaching you. I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael is my Uncle Mike, I call him, because what happened is I like kind of remember my life on the astral plane, and I like went through some serious shit. I don't know if anybody else resonates with being a half and half, but a half and half is somebody who's half good and half bad. And some of those like spirits, maybe they like got taken from their home planets, or like taken from being an angel and like used by some dark forces at one point. And at one point, Archangel Michael came to me and became kind of like my teacher. So he's not my real uncle, but like I remember my time in the astral plane with, like, as I call him, Uncle Mike. And lots of people can have like connections to archangels. Like they might have an archangel, Uncle Gabe. Archangel Gabriel. Like, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean that like I'm special or anything because my uncle is like Archangel Michael. It just means that like, you know, lots of people might have lots of different archangels as their Michael, blah, 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 as their uncles, or like as like part of like their soul family or whatever. So I'm just gonna ask that for myself and for everyone on this call, and keeping that protection really nice up and high for everybody. That Archangel Michael, will you please pull out any cords from the root, sending them into the greater central sun where they can be transmuted for their highest good, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule, across the time, dimension, space, and reality, for the highest good of everyone involved. Wow, I can actually really feel that. I can really feel my energy shifting right now. But I'm not gonna lie, like now all of a sudden I'm feeling it like in my base chakra. So there's like still more that needs to be done. But this video is starting to become pretty long. So I think I'm gonna go and perhaps do a little bit of work on myself like that. And the sun is also setting, so the lighting's not. I make myself laugh. So I think that's where we're gonna leave it. Let me just check my notes and make sure that I got everything. All right. We gotta say this 3 times. I release all people, situations, events, energies, taking my life force and my love. Anything that is not for my highest good. I release them in unconditional love and forgiveness across the time, dimension, space, and reality, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule. I release all people, situations, events, and energies, taking my life force and my love that are not for my highest good, with unconditional love and forgiveness across all time, dimension, space, and reality, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule. I release all people, situations, events, and energies, taking my life force or my love that are not for my highest good. Release them in unconditional love and forgiveness across all time, dimension, space, and reality, infinite levels, high, wide, deep, and minuscule. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for making it to the end with me. If you did, both our viewers will be thrilled. And if this message has resonated with you in some way, and you think that by sharing it that you could help somebody else, please share it, like, share, and subscribe. And I know what my sign off is going to be. I had this friend, my friend Kelsey. He's a cowboy. He was a rodeo clown. So I lived in a small town at one point, and so he was a rodeo clown, and he had kind of a cowboy accent. And every time that we would say goodbye on the phone, he'd go, "Have fun." I'm gonna try that one out. So have fun.